There are stories that live quietly inside us, not because they are small, but because they are fragile, because they were born in a place that was meant to be safe. This is one of those stories. I didn't walk into that room looking for love. I walked in carrying exhaustion, grief I didn't have language for, loneliness that followed me like a shadow I couldn't outrun. I came to be helped, to be heard, to be held, emotionally, by someone who promised neutrality, care, and protection. They were my therapist. The room was calm, the lighting soft, their voice steady, reassuring, almost musical in its patience. They asked questions that opened doors I had kept locked for years. And when someone listens to your pain without flinching, when they sit with your darkness without trying to escape it, it can feel like intimacy. I mistook safety for closeness, and closeness slowly began to feel like something more. It didn't happen all at once. There was no single moment I could point to and say, this is where it changed. It was gradual, subtle, a warmth in their tone, a look that lingered, silences that felt heavy instead of empty. I was vulnerable, raw, open in ways I had never been with anyone before, and they knew that. They knew my history, my wounds, the places where love had failed me before. They knew exactly how deeply I wanted to feel understood, and instead of guarding that knowledge, they stepped into it. What followed felt tender on the surface, almost gentle, almost romantic, but underneath it was imbalance, power, a line crossed so quietly that I didn't hear it break. I questioned myself constantly. Is this connection? Is this healing? Is this love? When you are emotionally exposed, your heart doesn't recognize danger easily. It recognizes attention. It recognizes care. It recognizes relief. And so I stayed. There is a unique kind of pain in realizing the person who was meant to help you heal became part of the wound, because part of me felt chosen, and part of me felt ashamed, and part of me felt small for not seeing it sooner. When it ended, because these stories always end, it didn't end gently. There was no safe space left, no guide to help me untangle what had happened, no neutral voice to remind me that my vulnerability was not a flaw, only silence, and questions, and a grief that felt strangely romantic and deeply devastating all at once. It took time to understand this wasn't a love story. It was a misuse of trust, a quiet betrayal wrapped in emotional tenderness, a moment where my pain became something someone else took instead of protected. I share this not for drama, not for accusation, but for truth. Because somewhere, someone may be sitting in a similar room, confused by feelings that feel beautiful but leave them hollow, wondering if their hurt is valid, wondering if they imagine the damage. You didn't imagine it. Your vulnerability was never consent. Your pain was never permission. And real healing never asks you to lose yourself in silence. I am learning slowly to rebuild trust, to believe that care does not blur boundaries, that love does not grow where power is uneven, that safety should never come with longing attached. Some stories feel romantic while they're breaking you, and you don't realize the cost until later. But even then, they teach you. And this one taught me that my heart, even when it is soft, open, and aching to be understood, deserves respect.